In this video I'm gonna explain the differences between the Panda Gamepad Pro app and the Mantis Pro app so you can play any game with your controller on your smartphone, even if it's not supported, like for example PUBG Mobile or Genshin Impact. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Review Chains. Let's get into it. So, we are going to start with our Panda Gamepad Pro app. The first thing I would like to talk about is the setup. The setup is very easy and you have three options with the Panda Gamepad Pro app, which is very nice. Here where you see Need Activation, if you press on it, you get the option to activate by PC or Mac, and you get an option to activate by a Panda Activator, which is a USB stick which will cost you money. Activating by PC or Mac is completely for free. And then you have an option here, activate directly Android 11 Plus only. If you press that, you see you will get an instruction on how to enable your developers option and wireless ADB and connect it that way without a PC, completely on your phone, and then you can start mapping your buttons and play the game. The second thing I'd like to talk about is compatibility. The compatibility of the Panda Gamepad Pro app is amazing. Why? When you buy the game in the App Store and you download it, sometimes it doesn't work, but then when you go online on Google and you write down Panda Gamepad Pro APK, you can find a lot of older versions, and then you can find older versions which work better with your phone or your type of phone, and that's a very good one. You have a lot of older versions online, so if you have compatibility issues, you can fix it very easy. The third thing is any controller which has Bluetooth or is able to connect with USB if you have a wireless OTG cable is compatible with the Panda Gamepad Pro app. I tested a lot of controllers and all of them were working fine. I love that. And number 4 on the list is mapping of the buttons. With this app you can map all buttons, and for example with the PlayStation 5 controller, if you use this pad you can use it as a mouse pad and you will see a pointer moving on your screen to press or touch somewhere on the screen. That's very nice. It recognizes that as well. And then of course we have the price. The price in Europe is €3.39, so that's not a lot, and you don't have a free or version to test. You need to buy it immediately for €3.39. If you would like to test it first, you can always download it online by writing Panda Gamepad Pro APK on Google and just download the app and install it to test. Okay, so now let's check the options on our Mantis Pro app. Let's go. The Mantis Pro Gamepad controller app is actually quite like the Panda Gamepad Pro app, but concerning the setup, you have one option. It's also easy, but you only have one option, and when you press on tap to start Mantis Body, you will get the instructions to activate it. That's by activating the developers options and your wireless ADB. Yeah, the second thing is compatibility. It's only compatible with phones that support wireless ADB, so that shrinks the list of compatibility because not all phones or some cheaper phones don't support wireless ADB, and like this you won't be able to use the Mantis Pro app like it is right now with this update, but maybe they bring the options to connect it with a computer later back to it. And then we have the controller compatibility. The controller compatibility is also very good, just like the Panda Gamepad Pro app. It should work with all controllers, although I need to say I did not test it myself, but it should be working with any controller that you can connect by Bluetooth or a USB OTG cable. Yeah, and concerning the button mappings, you can map all your buttons on any controller, just like this one. You can also use on the PlayStation 5 controller this touchpad as a mousepad, for example. But you also have an option when you buy the Pro version. I'll come to the price in a second. When you buy the Pro version, you have some options to save some swipes. For example, a swipe to the right can be mapped to the X button. So when you press X, it's like you swipe to the right. That's something that's not there yet on the Panda Gamepad Pro app. And that's an advantage if you want to map your controller to play games like FIFA, for example, like a football game. For that kind of thing, it would be handy. And now concerning the price is €7.49 in Europe, or you can use it for free, but you will get some ads and you will lack some features like, for example, mapping a swipe to a button on your controller. Yeah, but in the beginning though, you have 10 free credits. You can see it here, for example, this 10. You have 10 credits to play 10 times with Mantis Pro and have full options and use all the pro features to test it before you buy it. And actually, if you delete the app and you reinstall it, you always get those 10 credits back. That's a little hack. Okay, so now let's get to the conclusion. So, which app would I prefer? Which app would I use myself? My conclusion is actually, for me personally, since I use different phones and I test a lot of phones, the Panda Gamepad Pro app is ideal because it works with older phones, it works with phones which don't support wireless ADB, and you can always connect it with your PC or Mac if needed. Now, even if you don't have even if this option to activate directly doesn't work, on my channel I have videos on how to activate your Panda Gamepad Pro application to play games and how to map your buttons, and I also have tutorials on how to do the same thing with your Mantis Pro app, how to activate it and how to map your controls. You can find all those videos on the channel. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. The reason, before I close down, the reason I chose the Panda Gamepad Pro app is not only these 3 options to activate it, but also it's still cheaper. It's only $3.39, and like I said, you have more previous versions to use on phones. If it wouldn't work, you could also use the previous version. So ladies and gentlemen, I thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you like tutorials like this, please subscribe to the channel and leave a thanks if you love this. And if you have any questions or suggestions for tutorials, or you want me to make some reviews about some apps concerning Android, just leave it in the comments and maybe I'll make one. Have a good one and have a good year.